Now let's solve find the duplicate number. In this problem, we're given an array of integers nums containing n plus 1 integers where each integer is in the range of 1 to n inclusive. There is only one repeated number and we need to return this repeated number. And what makes this problem a medium problem is the fact that we must solve it without modifying the array and using only constant extra space. So in other words, we cannot sort the array, we cannot rearrange the array, or rather the elements within the array. We cannot mark any element in the array to note that we have seen this element already, for example. And constant extra space means we can't use any data structures like lists or maps or sets because those do not use extra space. Now, although this problem is medium, we're going to solve it in a very easy and efficient way, and in a way that you'll definitely understand if you're having any trouble with this problem. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an array of our own. By doing so, we're still using constant extra space because in an array, you need to declare its size. And once we declare its size, that means we're using constant extra space. So let's create that array now. Int, I'm going to call it frequency array, or just frequency r for short, and we'll see why in just a moment, is equal to new int, and we're going to give it a size of nums dot length. For example, nums is 13422. We're going to create a frequency array that has the same length of nums, and once this line of code is ran by the console, we're going to have an array that looks like this. So how many elements are in nums? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have an array of 5 zeros. Java will initially create for integers an array filled with zeros the amount of times that you give the input size. So we gave it nums.length, which is 5. So Java is going to fill up our array with 5 zeros. So why did we call it frequency array? That's because what we're going to do is we're going to loop once through the elements in our array, and for every number that we come across, we're going to mark the index of that number in our array, in our frequency array, to be 1. So for instance, first element 1, frequency array at index 1 is 0. We're gonna check if it is 0 first, which it is. And what 0 means is that, okay, we have not seen this element yet. And so if it is 0, then update the value of 0 to be 1. And we're going to keep looping through the other elements of the array as well. So for 3, the index of 3 in our frequency array, 0, 1, 2, 3. It's 0. That means we haven't seen a 3 yet. So mark it as 1 and so on. And you'll notice by the time we reach the duplicates, so for example here 2 and 2, when we come across the first two, 0, 1, 2, we mark this as 1, and then we see the other two, and when we go to our frequency array, we're going to see that it's already marked as 1. That means we've already seen our element, and we just need to return that element, which is 2. And this is the same for the 3's here, and all the 3's in example 3. And just like that, we solve this medium problem in a very easy and understandable way. So let's go ahead and finalize this code now. What we're going to do is for every int number in nums, if frequency array at index number is equal to 0, that means we have not seen the element yet, and we're going to mark that index or the element at that index to be 1. So frequency array at number is going to be equal to 1. Else, if it's not equal to 0, then we just need to return number. Now, if you go ahead and read the entirety of the description, basically there's no other case we need to account for. And what I mean is that nums will always contain a duplicate, but just for our LeetCode compiler to run this code, we need to include a return statement outside of the for loop, and we'll just return 0. So let's submit our code and see if it works. Small typo here, this should be just R, not array. And there we go. Once we submitted, it was accepted. And so I hope you found that video helpful. That was the find duplicate number problem on LeetCode, and thanks for watching.